Hello lovelies, it's been a while. Welcome to Shaynaveld Arts. I'm Christina Minerva and thank you for being here. I wanted to make a video about something that I've been working on for the last couple of months, and it is something near and dear to my heart. It is a little card oracle deck that I have named Botanical Blessings. And I want to talk about how to make a card deck when you're kind of low on resources and you just want to have it printed without having to go to a printer or pretty much a DIY, do your own card deck. So we are going to kind of go through the steps. I'll talk about a little bit why I decided to go this route and all that fun stuff. So with that, let's get on to the video. Okay, so first I want to go into the whys I decided to just make a printable version of my card deck just on cardstock with my own printer instead of going through a professional printer. The number one is cost. I was looking at a website, and to make a single deck of my card deck, it would have been $34, and that's up to 10 decks. The second is, I don't know how much interest I will have in this deck. I'm a new artist and I don't have a huge following. And so for me, this was just a really fun, cost-effective way. And also I wanted to make this accessible for other people. And so just being able to print it out and then cut out the cards myself and all of that, I think adds kind of a personal touch and also makes the costs way cheaper instead of having to pay $34 for a deck and then charging extra to actually make money from it. This way is so much cheaper and much more accessible for myself and for the people that I would be selling this deck to. So those are my main reasons. And now I will show you what my deck looks like and then kind of describe what I did to make my own oracle deck, which was so fun and I love it. I hope other people love it, and I am going to list like a digital download of this oracle deck that you can actually print out yourself, cut and fold the little guidebook too. So I will make sure to put that in the description below if you're interested in buying my digital download oracle deck. Walkthrough of this oracle deck that I've created. It's called Botanical Blessings. And the reason why I decided to make this oracle deck is because I absolutely love botanicals and herbs, and I love learning about all different herbs. Back in the day, I actually used to be a florist and arranged all the floral arrangements, and it was a lot of fun. I actually kind of miss it. But yes, I just love learning about healing properties of herbs, and so I went ahead and I made this deck. So let me give you just a close-up of these. Okay, so the first one is elderberry syrup, dandelion. Some of these I've added little creatures in as well. Blue lotus, black-eyed Susan, elemental garden, poppy, chickweed, peppermint, rosehip, rose, redwood, gladiolus, hellebore, Ghost Pipe. This is a new botanical that I learned about this year. All of these florals and herbs and herb concoctions are things that are plants that are near and dear to me and have symbolism for me. This is a giant sunflower, hydrangea, hibiscus, weeping willow, iris, cornucopia, aspen, amanita, passion flower, moonflower, lavender, pumpkin, foxglove, dill, pansy, chamomile, chamomile. I saw a video of somebody calling chamomile chamomile and it made me smile. Cactus, daffodil, clover, tulip, stinging nettle, rosemary, cacao. I always think of Portlandia when I say cacao. Aloe. If you've seen that show, you know. Bleeding heart. Venus flytrap. Bee balm. Gardenia. Fire poker. And fire cider. Give you a tour of the guidebook. The guidebook was printed all in one page, and I have folded it, and when you unfold it, each card is listed and it gives an interpretation of that card. This is not a comprehensive interpretation. If you get these cards, you are free to interpret it how you desire. I just put meanings that these herbs and plants mean to me, such as redwoods represents ancestral healing, longevity, and grounding, and weeping willow represents tears that heal and go with the flow of life, to dill, which is to cool off, be slow to anger, and patience. And then I just folded it kind of into a booklet. It doesn't necessarily work as a full-on book because you definitely do have to unfold it to read all of the interpretations that go with each card. But I do like that I can fold it and then put it with my card deck of what I was going for, to make sure that all of the symbolism is in this book, but also is the same size, and that I was able to print it all on one page. If I was going to do this with like a professional printer, I obviously would have, you know, it not fold out like this, and I would have the pages for each herb, but we are doing it this way because it is cost effective and cute. How adorable is this? Oh, and the backs. Here are what the backs look like. I just printed it double-sided. And yeah, when you cut out the cards, this is what the back looks like, which I think turned out beautiful. So how I created my cards was through Procreate, the Procreate app. And I yeah, I drew them all and I sized them all 4x6. So eventually I can make a bigger card deck. I would like these cards to be bigger eventually, and yeah, have them be 4x6. And I just went through each of these cards. I made sure that there was a theme where each of the cards has a black background and then kind of like this linen type look to it. Tableclothy, I guess. And I really like folk type of art, and so I just thought that this would be good to make the cards all cohesive. They're all the same size, and then they also have a color scheme to them, and that just makes the cards go really well together. So after I was done drawing the cards, what I did was I airdropped them to my computer, and I went on a website called Canva. And so now I will show you kind of what I did in Canva. I'll show you the website and kind of what the document looks in there. What I ended up doing was I just took all of these images and then I just downloaded them onto a 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I would just pull those images and I would just put them on these sheets here. And I made sure that the back part had this pattern. So when you print this double-sided, it ends up looking like this. And then I made sure that the guidebook was one page and that I could fold it. Let me show you the document on Canva. Here I am on canva.com. The first thing that I did was I made a new project, and I made the dimensions 8.5 by 11 inches, the size of a copier paper. The next thing I did was I went on my Procreate app and I took the 44 images that I drew on that app and I just transferred that over to my laptop on the Canva website. And then I fit all of those images, as many as I could without the images being too small, onto the pages. And I just lined them up nicely. I think they're around like 2.5, 4 inches, I would say, around there. And then in between the pages, I made this really pretty pattern to go along with the cards, and that's for the backs of the cards. And I just put those in between. So when I copied this document, I just made it double-sided. And so then when I cut them out, they have this pretty background on the back. And then at the very end, I did my booklet page. I also did the same thing where I just made the images small and just fit them on so they could be folded up. Once you have made the document on Canva and you've made the pattern part on each of the backs, and you have printed your guidebook into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different slots. Then you make sure, I made sure to print mine out print it with a high quality printer, but also to print it on thicker cardstock. And then the fun part is you can start cutting out the cards. With mine, I wanted to make sure that I had just a tiny little white border. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I just liked the look of it. And I just went through and I cut all of these cards down to the same size. This guy's holding on, there we go. There you go, all cut, and the back looks like this. And you just go through and you cut all of these cards. So to recap how I made this little deck was, the first thing was I created my art. I did 44 images and I used the Procreate app on my iPad. I did 4x6 size, and then I transferred it over to my laptop, and I went to Canva and I fit as many of these as I could on an 8.5 by 11 printing sheet. I then went and made a backing page in between each of my card front pages. Then at the end, I made a little foldable guidebook at the end of that document, and I fit all of the symbolism and meaning into one page that I could fold. Then I went ahead and I printed it on high quality, thicker paper and printed it, cut it out, and folded, and now I have this really adorable, accessible, beautiful card deck. And I think this is good also if you're wanting to make a practice deck before you go ahead and make an actual deck with a professional printer. But I think these are really cute on their own too, if you want to give them as gifts, if you want to sell a PDF of a printable card deck. I think there's just, yeah, there's so many possibilities. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you liked the video, and if you would, I would absolutely love if you liked and subscribed. I'm still a very little YouTube channel, which is fine, and I would just really love to meet my people on here and have an awesome community. So feel free to comment, subscribe, and like below, and thank you for watching. Bye!